Well, howdy. Can everyone see and hear me, please? This is the part that's always the worst because I have no idea if anyone can see and hear me. Give me a big hello if you can see and hear me. Hi. Happy Thursday, if it is Thursday where you are. Oh goodness, so many hellos. When it slows down a little bit, I'll say hello to people. How is everyone doing today? I know I'm the man on the screen, but I want to hear from you guys. And I'm going to adjust this mic height a little bit. Is the volume fine? Give me a thumbs up if the volume is fine, please. You are superb. 'Tis Friday for you. Happy Friday for you. Okay, so who have we got here? We have got Creeper Man. We've got James Matthew ASMR. Cheers, mate. Good to see you in here. For everyone who is joining me, big thank you for giving up a little bit of your time to stop in and say hello. So many thumbs up. Okay, this is good. This is good. I saw a chat of Corona before the stream kicked off, so I needed to have one. Ashton, hello. Irma, hello. Thank you very much for stopping by. Gorbungle, what a name. Also, guys, I'm very, very sorry for any street noise that you may hear. It's not a soundproofed flat. It's in fact quite loud. It makes audio editing for all of my videos a real pain in the ass. Josephine, hello. Shreya, hello. All day, hello. Lost Light, how are you? So, I thought it would be... Oh, God. I think I needed a beer after today. I thought it would be a nice idea just to hang out with you guys for a bit. Might go for an hour, might go for 2. Who knows? And just have a bit of a low-key, softly spoken-ish chat. Texas Whisperer, hello, mate. If anyone hasn't seen Texas Whisperers, he's done a sort of the Gentleman spin-off. He does a sort of homage to it. It's very cool. Go check it out. Applied for a very important job interview today. This is bringing my nerves down. Lynn, I'm so glad. Anything that we can do to relax you would be great. To be fair, I think I had a bit of a stressful day as well. And I think I needed to hang out with some lovely faces on the internet. And, pardon me, just unwind a little bit. Atlas, how old are you? I'm 30 years old. And no, I don't want to hear if I look 30 years old. In fact, I had my 30th birthday party on stream about 7 months ago with a lot of you lovely lot. So thanks for coming to that if you did. Hello from Wales, Creeperman. Hello from London. Tomorrow, I'm going to be travelling to the Scottish Highlands in order to take a car around and sample some whiskies, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about that. This week could not come to an end fast enough. Be very late belated. Thanks, James. How are you, mate? Are you doing all right? I checked out your latest eye exam video. It's very good. Very well produced. Background looks really lovely. Right, you can have any beer you want, so long as it's a Corona. I agree. I wouldn't say that Corona is necessarily my go-to beer of choice. I don't really know what it says about me. But for Thursday night drinking, it's quite light and just chill, you know? It's tonight's beer of choice. ASMR Winky, thanks for stopping by, man. And cheers for the compliment. I really like your stuff too. Hope you're well, dude. Why sparkling water over the tap water? Thanks for the question, the butter dude. It's an interesting question. I found that having a glass of sparkling water at a restaurant or a pub would stop me just naturally reaching for beer and wine. I think I developed the taste for it when I was trying to cut down on my drinking. I'm by no means a problem drinker, for anyone worried, but it was a useful substitute. You could stand at a party and have a glass of sparkling water, and I think it would feel much more like you're drinking than still water, you know? So for me, it just turned into a habitual thing. Love the shirt. Thank you very much. I quite like the shirt too. All right. Texas Whisperer. Shiner. Is Shiner a beer that I need to be aware of? I'm very sorry if I'm not au fait with that. How's the weather? The weather is shit. The weather in the UK is always just a big bag of rubbish. Hate it. But, we've had a few nice days, which, oh, beeping outside. Yeah, we've had a few nice days, but at the moment it is grey and muggy. Atlas community knows Atlas's love for sparkling water. They certainly did. That feels like an old video now, but it's a video that I stand by. I still get some interesting hate on it. James, it was 32 degrees at the meetup. You're so right. And what a meetup it was. That was a really lovely day. Hope at some point that we do it again. I would love to meet some more fellow ASMR creators. I would love to go to America and around Europe and just meet some of the people that I watch. That would be really cool. It was really nice being at the UK meetup. I mean, I've been to maybe 2 or 3 UK meetups now, and it does always feel like you're just meeting celebs, because you've just seen them on the telly. Luke, when's the next time? I'm hoping to get back to New Zealand. As soon as I can, Luke. New Zealand just announced today that I apologise for the squeaky floor, by the way, if anyone can hear that. It's going to be ASMR and voice alone. There's going to be plenty of ambient going on. Yeah, New Zealand's announced today that they'll be trying to let people in early next year, which is good news for me. What's your plan for after the stream? You'll be eating popsicles. Well, possibly eating popsicles now, because that's a fantastic idea. No, after the stream, I'm probably going to go to bed, because I've got a 5 o'clock in the morning start tomorrow to get my flight to Scotland, which I'm very excited about. Anyway, gang. Anyway, gang. This is sort of going to be the format for today, as it is for every stream, to be fair. They all are completely unplanned. You guys, if you have any, I don't want to say burning questions, because I think last time the phrase burning question became a bit of a meme. But any burning questions, lay them on me, and I'll do my best to answer them in a reasonably chill, quietish manner. Creative Calm ASMR. After the stream, you need flapjacks. Duh. Well, Creative Calm ASMR, I've already had a few flapjacks today. Thank you very much. What did I have for lunch today? I went to Pret a Manger. And for anyone who's not in the UK, Pret is one of our sort of like, I don't even know how to describe it, sort of like lunchtime fast food places. That's not too unhealthy. I got a sandwich from there. Incredibly, incredibly exciting lunch. But for anyone else who is curious about my lunchtime habits, I have a daily routine video that you are most welcome to check out if you want to be bored out of your mind for about 25 minutes. Nia, this is my first ever Atlas stream. Welcome. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for coming, Nia. They are a lot more informal than a lot of my videos. Texas. What do you miss most about New Zealand? I miss the weather and the landscape. I miss the beach. New Zealand is home to some of the best, most lovely beaches in the world. So that, very much that. It's so green, and the light, if you step out of the plane in summer, it just feels like you've walked into high definition, compared to the UK. I mean, it can get properly sunny here, But the sun there, the light just feels a little bit more crisp, you know? Am I making sense? If it doesn't ruin the magic, where do you get your assets from for your role plays? They're always so on point. By assets, are we meaning like my sort of, the world that I sort of composite myself into? Because there's no one place, I'm very sorry to say. They are very much hacked together through a lot of different sources. Maybe I'll be more specific in a future video. I'd be quite keen to make a behind the scenes thing at some point. If anyone is interested in that, you have to let me know. I sort of feel like no one would watch it. I'm sure some people would watch it, but it feels a bit niche. Oh, love your work, Atlas. What's your next video idea? It says PZHREU. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you so much for the donation. Very kind of you. My next video idea, I hate to disappoint. I can't yet commit to giving that away. So squeaky. Such a squeaky floorboard. Mainly because I don't know if I'm actually going to commit to doing it until it's online. You know? I tend not to tease too much for fear of overcommitting myself. You know? Okay. Gum in a classroom. I don't know what that question's about, but yeah, for sure. Definitely. Behind the scenes sounds amazing. Okay, well, I'll do it at some point. I don't want to... Again, I'm sorry for any motorcycle noise. I don't want to plug the Patreon too hard, but I do occasionally do a little behind the scenes on the Patreon. Patreon, one of them. James, I want to know, thoughts on the new Lord of the Rings Amazon series? Surely it can't top the original, filmed in New Zealand. Geeky answer only, please. Yeah, I am a lover of all things Lord of the Rings. I've watched the trilogy 20 times plus. I absolutely love it. So I think I regard the series with a healthy amount of skepticism. Not that I doubt it will be well produced. It's in New Zealand after all, and it's being made by a lot of New Zealand filmmakers. But I always am reluctant to get too excited about something being cracked open for the sake of money. Not that it will be plenty good and I'm definitely going to watch it. But it's just like, why did they need to? The Hobbits were crap, I thought. Nameless Nomad ASMR. Everyone, we have a legend in the room. Yo mate, just saw that you were live. You're great at what you do and I'm glad you exist. Likewise, my dear friend. If anyone hasn't seen Nameless Nomad's channel, I mean, any of the people that I'm talking to, James Matthews as well as Texas Whisperer, these are some very, very top creators. Very, very good. And Nameless Nomad is wonderful at immersive cinematic videos. They're a good time. Surprised you didn't become an actor. Thank you. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I have the personality to be an actor. I know a lot of actors. I've met a lot of actors. I work with them in the course of my job. And don't know if it's for me. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy this. I enjoy creating worlds in my own way. But I don't think that I would want to be an actor. Never say never, I guess. Oh, sorry, I've missed DXTRXCE. I'm sorry, I can't say that name either. Love your work, been here for 2 years. I've seen all your vids. Legend. Appreciate ya. Have you acted in the theatre before? Just want to tell you that you remind me a lot of my favourite Broadway actor. Cool. Thank you very much. I guess both of you are so talented. Yeah, thank you. I guess I've directed and produced stuff in the theatre. I used to consider myself very much a theatrical type, but never so far as actually acting. I've never considered acting a career I've wanted to pursue. Oh, sorry, I'm very behind on the chat. There was a message from Creative Karma, but it was retracted. Ever thought of hosting an ASMR show with a live audience after COVID? It's one of those weird videos that could go either way, but I always thought it would be interesting. You know what? I think there's a huge amount of scope and opportunity for someone who probably isn't me to do a live show. I think for someone with a truly enticing personality, like Creative Calm, or any of the big creators who just have these bubbly, fantastic, very sort of showbiz personalities. More so than me. I think my videos are built very much around the sort of the world that they're made in, and I think if you were to strip that away and put it on the stage, it would lose a little something. But hey, never say never. Again. Question: how have you been? Are you drinking enough water? Staying hydrated? I am now. You know what? I've been okay. I've been alright. It's in fact, I genuinely have nothing to complain about. I've been really, really well. It's just balancing a full-time, sometimes more than full-time job with the channel is tough, which is why my upload schedule, if I've ever had one, I never have, is all over the place. So thank you everyone here for bearing with me and yeah, not unsubscribing. What is your day job? I'm a graphic designer. Goodness. What do you think has been the biggest achievement in your lifetime? You know what? That's very hard to say. I used to write them down. I used to write down these things that I thought would have impressed 18-year-old me. That was the sort of benchmark for myself. 18-year-old me had lofty goals that I think now, present me, is lucky enough to have been able to tick off some of them. And that has been to photograph some people that I wanted to photograph. It's been to create some things in a sort of big sort of global stage that I wanted to create. It was to make sort of promotional content for the likes of, PlayStation and other big brands, and I've been able to do these things, and so I've luckily ticked a lot of things off the list. But now I want to sort of re-benchmark everything and create a new list of things, a new set of goals. Obviously, creating this channel is something that it was never actually a goal. I never set out to be a YouTuber, but definitely as a highlight. Did that answer the question? Very rambly. What editing programs do I use? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I use Adobe After Effects. I use Adobe Photoshop. And for audio, I use a combination of Adobe Audition and Isotope RX8. Yeah. You're a super cool dude, and your videos are amazing. Keep it up. Thank you. That's very kind. Do I like Greece? I love Greece in theory. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey for a long time. I've never been to Greece. I would love to go to Greece. As you can probably tell from the name, I have something of a fascination with your ancient mythology. Question: what has been the most memorable moment after joining YouTube? That is a very interesting question. Probably a few. My first memorable moment, I think all of them coincide with videos that have sort of been a major milestone for the channel. So the first one that I can say was a big milestone was probably The Gentleman. That was very cool, not least because it was fun to make with a bunch of cool guys, but because it actually turned my channel from a sort of below 1,000 subscriber channel to an above 1,000 subscriber channel. And it was what made, and everything prior to that had been sort of storytelling, as in like reading stories. And everything post that has been slightly more experimental. So that was a good turning point. Man on Train, I guess, was a turning point as well. That's when a lot of people, possibly some of the people here, will have discovered the channel. And then I think some nice moments were things like the Bee Movie, you know, like community projects that I've been involved in, like the Bee Movie. Whispers Red very early on did like a great British ASMR artist collab. And so these community projects, I feel like are great at sort of reinvigorating my love for it. I think working with people is the common theme. I think when I become too insulated and do this by myself, when I start freaking out a little. Anyway, Ms. X, question: how did you learn to edit your videos so professionally? It's all just a part of the learning process for me. I wasn't a video maker before starting this channel, and now I guess I am. And so I just try and make a better video than the last every time. And I try and teach myself, well, actually that's not true. I know that some videos in the pipeline are less ambitious than videos that I've done, but I always try to push myself on a different element every time. So I'm always learning something new, you know? That makes sense? Community collabs are definitely the best part. Yeah, collabs are good fun. I did a couple of collabs recently with James Matthew and Nameless Nomad. If you haven't seen them, I do suggest, please, to check them out. They're very good. Have you ever seen... I got this comment from someone else as well. Have you ever seen Ted Lasso? Because you remind me of Roy Kent. I don't know if I'm... if I should feel complimented by that, but I've got that comment a couple of other times. It makes me laugh. Yeah, I've seen Ted Lasso. To be fair, I love Ted Lasso. I think it's such a vibe. It's just like a positively cheery show, and I think he's written it so well. I think he wrote it, didn't he? Please, someone do a Ted Lasso roleplay. It won't be me, but please, someone do it. I will watch the heck out of that. Man on Train, Man on Plane, and Red Umbrella help me with my night terror anxiety. Thank you. See, that's what makes it all worth it. I'm really glad to be able to help, Mary, and thank you very much for telling me. Atlas ASMR, is there any way we can find your other work? Some of your feats of graphic design or examples of your photographic prowess, perhaps? At this current moment, I'm keeping the two worlds separate. That's just for privacy and safety. Eventually, I'm sure, yes, but just not now, if that's okay. Dang, dude, could have fooled me. I thought you were a pro video creator from the start. Thanks, dude. To be fair, I have skills like, you know, photography and such that have crossover. But no, prior to this, I hadn't really filmed anything. I hadn't filmed myself. I hadn't really acted. It's all been a real learning experience, but that's okay. My passion has been equal to the task. Question: how do you select your microphones? Man, I've posted this question 4 times. Lil Nami, thank you for asking it. I've finally seen it. Pardon me. As any ASMR creator will tell you, mics are some of the most interesting part about what we do, because for every different voice, for every different scenario, for every different whatever, different mics will give you different qualities. And these mics are fantastic. They're the best mics I think I've ever tried. They're the Sennheiser MK4, I think. I think that's what they are. But I do have... I do also have the classic Rode NT1s, or these are the NT1As, that a lot of creators use. The difference between this mic and this mic is very noticeable on my voice. I think a lot of people can't really tell the difference, but this one gives a much warmer quality to my bassy frequencies. This one is slightly tinier. Not in a bad way, it gives that very classic ASMR clicky sound that people are very used to, you know. people are used to hearing ASMR through these mics. People are used to hearing ASMR through the Blue Yeti as well. But I really like this one. It's good for me. And I think, I'm always looking for new mics too. I know I don't really need them at this point, but I have tried, I'm keen to try more sort of shotgun mics, because a lot of what I film isn't actually that close to, the camera, but getting the mics very close to you and picking up very direct sound is something that a shotgun mic, as in the mics that they use for film, might be much better at for me. Anyway, I'm just going to put that down. Sorry if I've missed a lot of questions. Please feel free to ask them again. Maya. Hello there, handsome human being. We'll chill here while working. Love you. I love you too. If anyone, it's going to keep shouting people out. If anyone hasn't seen Maya ASMR's Twitch stream, and indeed her YouTube channel, both are phenomenal. Really, really, really good. Please, particularly her Twitch stream, check them out. James, your mics are some of the best I've heard, to be honest. Lovely warm tone, low end suits your voice. I think less toppy mics work better for men with deeper voice. I agree. It's something that everyone, I think, who is in ASMR, and don't get me wrong, I'm no audio engineer, I'm not an audio expert, this is me just listening to it. Men, I think, in ASMR can find it tough with a soft-spoken voice, because sometimes our voices are quite harsh. It's why a soft-spoken voice from the likes of Maya, Creative Calm, GB, etc., they can be quite sort of soft and very, very comforting. But when men go anything above a whisper, sometimes it can feel quite loud, imposing, bassy. So getting a mic that suits your timbre, I guess, is important, I think. I'm talking out my house. Question: which video of yours do you think deserves more recognition, but actually it didn't? I don't think any of them, to be honest. I don't really want to complain about the attention that I have or haven't gotten, because I feel incredibly lucky that anyone is watching my videos at all. You know, I think that if a video of mine got 50, 100 views, that I would be lucky that that video had 50 or 100 views. So they've all received enough attention, I think. I will qualify that statement. I will backtrack on that immediately by saying that for me, the fairy tales are just so... They are what... I mean, I don't think they should receive more views, and I'm enjoying making content that isn't that. But for me, I like going to sleep to people reading books. And if those were view spinners, which they definitely are not, I would probably make more of them. Do I have any passions, hobbies outside of ASMR, photography, etc.? Going to the pub, being social, going to the theatre, going to the cinema. I really have missed going to the cinema, actually. It has been so joyful to rediscover that post-lockdown. Anyway, Texas Whisperer, read videos that haven't performed well. I was shocked your video game one didn't blow up. Is this the two me's fighting each other one? Yeah, thank you. I mean, I think the fact that it's got as many views as it has, as I say, I'm very lucky to be able to say. So, but thank you for the sentiment. Immensely important question for you. When are you going to do the man with back pain? Sorry, I think I've missed that. I think I'm naturally doing that as my spine collapses on itself as I enter my 30s. Don't worry, I'll make a video about it eventually. I'm sure it'll be nice and relaxing. Apologies also about my crazy stomach going on. Oh, Impossible Albatross. Hey, Albie. Hey, Atlas. Just popping in. You always have the knack for streaming when I'm in the middle of my workday. Thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you for your support. You're awesome. Love you. I'm very sorry for streaming in your workday. Unfortunately, I can't really pick a time ever in the day that's going to be suitable for everyone. But it's very cool that you managed to stop by anyway. Loved Trigger Battle, wish it was longer. Yeah, same. The problem with Trigger Battle was that it took so long to edit because none of it obviously was filmed live. All of it effectively is animation, me taking these things that I've filmed and sort of just like hacking them together. It couldn't be too long a video, one, for the sake of my sanity, but two, because it would lose interest after a while, unless I kept on creating more moves, creating more characters, etc. Maybe one day. I think I saw a Whispering Joe in the chat. Hello, Whispering Joe. Question. If you had one wish, but what you ask for is also given to everyone else, what would you ask for to cause the most chaos? Might have to come back to that one. Will you ever make a sequel to ASMR Operation Opera? I would like to. Yes. As you can see, I set myself out quite well for a sequel on that one. So, yeah, here's hoping. Do you work out? And if you do, would you mind sharing your routine? You've got an amazing chest. Oh God, no, I want to cover up the chest. I wouldn't say that I have any sort of workout routine. I have heavy stuff sometimes that I lift, but in no real. There's no method to the madness. Jenny, just popping in to say hi. It's been a while. Love you. Love you too, Jenny. It has been a hot second. I do miss chatting to your little face, and I really, really hope that you're well. Anyway, I'm doing terribly on the questions. Do you think that there will be a Gentleman 3? Don't know. If enough people want it. If you guys promise to watch it, if I make it. They take so long to make. But they are some of my most favourite videos that I've produced on the platform. So, perhaps. Okay. Question. Anything to share on your script writing process? So curious about it. Well, thank you very much for the question. I tend to, these days, as I've said before on these streams, and I do have to apologize for repeating myself a little bit. Every video I have to sort of reinvent the wheel of my process a little bit, because no video for me is approached in the same way. I scripted my part in The Gentleman. I scripted my part in Grand Atlas. Apart from those two videos, none of the other videos have been scripted. They all feature sort of outlines as to the beats that I need to hit. My last video, what did I call it? Choose your avatar or choose your character, something like that. God, my brain. My last video, I obviously had a lot of different sort of scenes and different visual effects and different sort of beats, like the Pokemon cards and that bit, and then the sort of the beginning segment and whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say. So I obviously have in my mind what I need to speak around, but I don't script it out because then I don't think it feels natural. Anyway, I'm missing so much. This isn't making any sense. Siriox, thank you very much for the donation. Have a rum and coke on me. I'm at work, lol. Also, could you say, don't be so hard on yourself, Riley. You've got this. You do got this, Riley. Smash it. We love your videos and it would mean the world to him if you did. I'll do that again. Don't be so hard on yourself, Riley. You've got this. All right. Creative Calm. When are you guys going to put on wigs and make the gentlewomen, though? That is in the works. James, can I reprise my role if you do a Gentleman 3? You can. Absolutely. In fact, James, I would be on it. Please, come along. Patricia. Yeah, okay. As a Kiwi, you certainly have the scruff, but are you also green on the inside? I don't know what that means. Please translate. Thank you very much for the donation. Hey, Albie. Gentleman 3, absolutely, please. Don't make me beg. I think Fred's voice in the comments teased the Gentleman 3. He's turned into the Mark Ruffalo of the group, whereas he should be staying the Chris Hemsworth of the group. You know? Question. Who is one ASM artist that you would like to collaborate with? Very good question. I would like to collaborate with a few of them, but also I've got some exciting collaborations in the works with people that I could be said would be pretty high on my list to collaborate with. So stay tuned, I think. Love the vids. Stay awesome. Thank you. You stay awesome too. Okay. Do you listen to any audiobooks that trigger ASMR that you like? Hard to say. I mean, I did listen to the Stephen Fry Harry Potter audiobooks back in the day, and they did trigger my ASMR. As I've been vocal about on my channel before, people, particularly male voices, reading stories are very good at triggering my ASMR. So, definitely that. But if you have any good recommendations, please flick them in the chat. I don't tend to use ASMR to get to sleep myself. But I am a big tingle junkie. I love listening to ASMR just to like buzz out to, you know. Question, do I read poetry? No, I don't have too big a penchant for photography. Not photography, poetry. I'm losing my brain. It's only 8 o'clock. Poetry myself, although I have in the past enjoyed poetry, it's not something I naturally turn to these days. But again, I, as a fan of literature generally, am very open to being recommended good poetry that you should think I should read. Very much enjoyed a lot of New Zealand poetry, and various other things. Samantha Slaughter. If your stomach is making noise, go eat, Ollie. I think the problem, Samantha, is that I've sort of just, pre the stream, just eaten. And my stomach can't work out what's happening. Radiated Nerd. Thank you for the donation. Big question time. Is there a Mrs. Atlas? No, there is not. Also, have a beer for your amazing voice. Thanks. Nandini, you liked Ozymandias, I remember. I do like Ozymandias. Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley is a fantastic poem and was one of the first that I fell in love with. Yeah. Finn Newton, didn't realise he was streaming. Lamau, hey. Hey Finn, thanks for stopping by. Good poem, Good Bones by Maggie Smith. Okay, I'm writing it down. Boom, I'll check it out. What countries have I been to? A heck of a lot. I'm not sure that I need to bore anyone by telling you, but I've been to a few. I should write them all down so that I have a very succinct list rather than going, Portugal, Italy, etc. That would be a boring chat. Ever thought of voice acting? I have, only since this channel, because like everyone else prior to this channel, I was like, oh, my voice is the worst. But now that I do this channel, people go, oh, you have a nice voice. There have been people approaching me for voice acting gigs. Pardon me. But I don't think, from what I understand, from my brief research on it, it's a very competitive market. And I think that my voice, above anything that is an ASMR adjacent, soft-spoken / whisper, is less palatable, you know? I'm not sure it's something that I would be the best at. And I want to be the best at something, you know? If I can't master something, then it's I'm less inclined to do it sometimes. What is your opinion on Ephemeral Rift? I really like his crazy ideas and fantabulous acting. Well, Kevin R., I would have to agree with you 100%. I really like Ephemeral Rift. His videos are still videos that I turn to in order just to get that daily dose of bizarreness, but also some very nice whispered ASMR. I like his whispered voice a lot. Fine line. Atlas. Hi. I just genuinely wanted to thank you for doing what you do. You're so cool, dude. Love you. Thank you. That's so nice. You guys are so nice. Very kind. Okay. Anderson. Where am I from? I do answer this every stream, but I'm very happy to answer it again. I'm from New Zealand. People on my videos... Oh, Christ. Stomach, calm down. People on my videos often guess English, often guess Australian. But no, I am from New Zealand. I'm a Kiwi. Little Miss Anne, what's your favourite Sinatra song? That is such a good question. I really like Night and Day. I wouldn't say it's my favourite one. It's the one that just popped in my head as being the one that I really, really like. But Night and Day. Oh, such a good song. You could do children's audiobooks. I mean, I would love to. I think there has been an idea floated by a creative friend of mine that I should record for Spotify a bunch of books, and I would love to do that, so that might still be in the works. James Matthew, is there a difference between a New Zealand accent and an Australian accent? There certainly is. To give the example that I think is most commonly known, Australians, I hate to generalise because Australians, there are regional Australian accents, and of course there are regional New Zealand accents as well. But a typical Australian might say fish and chips, whereas a New Zealander is a bit sort of slightly more stopped and sort of further back in the throat, would say fish and chips with a U instead of like an I. So fish and chips, fish and chips. Fish and chips, fish and chips. You know? Can I try to do an American accent? No. I think if anyone wants to hear me whisper in an American accent, go to GBASMR's Bee movie, where I play an American bee. I don't do a fantastic accent. But also I think in Sleep City I do a terrible American accent, but could be worth checking out. I like Sleep City. I still think that that's a video that I really enjoyed making. Anyway, Anxie Live. I think you would do amazing as an actor in a game after watching your recent game videos. I would just love to see it. Thank you for the content, by the way. Anxie, thank you very much for the donation, 1. And 2, I would love that. That, I think, is going to speak to my earlier list of accomplishments that I want to accomplish in my life. Being an actor or a voice actor in a video game would be so cool. I mean, it's sort of fun doing a sort of version of that on my channel, like video game themed videos. But wouldn't that be awesome? Anyway, Luke Moss. Hello, you have such a unique voice and your work has such a creative quality to it. What would Atlas from 5 years ago think of where you are today? Thank you very much, Luke Moss. Atlas from 5 years ago, to be honest, was doing somewhat similar stuff to what he's doing now. But Atlas from 5 years ago, I'm sure would be very pleased. I think I'm always frustrated if I'm not moving forwards at the speed of light. I'm ambitious and motivated. I like making new stuff with new people in new places all the time. So I think in the past 5 years, I've made a lot of stuff with a lot of cool people, and I think that 25-year-old Atlas would be okay with that. It's a great question, by the way. Linda, do you think your accent has changed while being in the UK? Definitely. I sound a right bomb. I think a lot of my fellow Kiwi countrymen would say that I have developed a almost British accent, which is tough because I do like having a Kiwi accent, but and I try to hold on to it. But I think just by virtue of working with a lot of British people, living with British people, etc. You do just pick up things, for better or for worse. I'm sorry for asking, but why are you sweating? I don't think I am sweating. No, I don't think I'm sweating. Possibly I'm just sort of shiny. Am I? Moisturizer, perhaps. But thank you for asking. It's the question that everyone had on their lips. I like the summer vibes from your shirt. Yeah, I mean, the UK isn't particularly summery right now, but I'm manifesting it, you know? Positive attraction. The secret. How did you come up with your name, Alfie Strong, and the Gentleman? It's a blend of two things. It's a blend of Alfie, the character Alfie, from who played Alfie? Michael Caine. Michael Caine. Did he play Alfie? And Mark Strong, who is in Rock and Roller, which was a nod to that movie. And Mark Strong. Do you speak Spanish? No. No sé. Not particularly well. I have taken many Spanish classes. I'm not fluent. You're not sweating, you're glowing. Thank you, literal hamster. Best name ever. How do you film long scenes on one take? I do not, young Sinatra. If any of my videos come across that way, then that's wonderful news. But I certainly don't. I film my videos, well, I'm not sure if it's like more than one take, but the problem with me is that because I don't script things and because I'm a terrible improver, I will film something and then I will think about it and I will go, actually, it would be so much better if I put this in as well. So often what I set out to film, as in what I write down, ends up completely changing after I've filmed something, because the filming process, it's a frustrating one for sure, because I burn through a lot of footage. I think that if anyone was actually filming me, and this wasn't a one-man operation, it would just be a terrible time. They would grow so sick of me. But because I'm able just to restart over and over and over again, it sometimes gets quite late at night and I pull my hair out because I can't ever commit to a take. It's not to say that I end up refilming the same thing, because often what I'm saying is changing completely every time. So, I hope that answers the question. It's never a one-take wonder. Where are we? Be a voice actor in a video game is a life goal. It certainly is. Let's make it happen. All Blacks fan? Yeah. I don't think that anyone out of New Zealand wouldn't be an All Blacks fan, to be honest. We don't have any other rugby union teams, and considering that they're such, like, I think a lot of people in different parts of the world grow up wanting to be, you know, actors, celebrities, or whatever. For a New Zealand boy, the All Blacks are they're your superheroes, you know. They are what you grow up wanting to be. For a lot of people. Again, don't want to generalize. What non-ASMR creators do you watch on YouTube? I watch a lot of videos around, like VFX. I think Corridor Digital, if anyone hasn't heard of them, Corridor Digital and Corridor Crew, which is the team behind Corridor Digital, they're the creator that I watch the most, I think, the most sort of regularly. You know? Can we get an Atlas ASMR bloopers video? I mean, while there are, I'm sure, plenty of bloopers, I don't know how worth, I don't know, maybe one day. I don't have an editor, and the idea of going through all the vast amount of footage that I have to find bloopers sounds like the worst way of spending my time. You know? But maybe, one day. Maybe. I've posted the odd blooper on my Patreon. Again, not to plug the Patreon, but I have. Atlas, Star Wars, Star Trek, or both? I am a Star Wars person. I have no hate for Star Trek, but I do love Star Wars. It's just randomly, just because I like it more. I've just seen more of it, you know? I'm very sorry for missing all these questions. Do you play D&D or other tabletop games? Not yet. I have played maybe 2 games of D&D in my life, and thoroughly enjoyed it both times. I think at the minute I'm not short of creative, sort of imaginative opportunities in my life, considering I'm doing this, you know. And so time is at the minute at a premium. One day, possibly, when this channel winds down at some point, who knows, then I might have a bit more brain space for a game like D&D. Moro, do you have any pets? You look like a cat person, although you also give me real bird person vibes. It's in your eyes. Do I? Bird person eyes. I do not have any pets for my sins. I would love to have a dog. I have had cats in the past. I would very much like to have a dog. I'm not really in that sort of time in my life where I can sort of give a dog a very secure place. I feel like I need to actually find myself a more permanent place. I think maybe next flat I will look to get a dog. Bird person vibes. I love it. That is so good. That is the best descriptor of me ever. Thank you. Whispering Joe. Goodness, you were here this whole time. Thank you very much for making an appearance. I might see you one day in the future. Whispering Joe. Okay, sorry. Yeah, now I just want to make a video with birds. How do I do the pen flip? It's just by, I don't know, it was a thing that I picked up in high school. It's probably quite an annoying habit. And if you haven't noticed it till now, you probably will. But it's also maybe quite nice. Just as a very gentle noise anyway. Oh God, what am I doing? Question, do you really work like what we saw in the You Are a Tiger video? Yeah. Maybe not quite as flamboyant and in your face as that. But that was all improv, as you could probably tell. It's not dissimilar to how photo shoots with me can be. This is a nice existence, everyone, where I can chat to you, lovely lot, and drink beer. When is Man on the Bus video coming? Are buses a relaxing environment? Maybe. I've fallen asleep on enough buses probably by now to be able to know, but you know me, I do like my forms of transport. Maybe at some point. Did you watch the Euros? Yes, I did. I was very much into watching the Euros. Do I enjoy cooking? Usually, when I have a more functional kitchen than I do at the minute. Not another Corona. Lamau. Dominic, how do you make your tea? It's important to all British people. I understand that it is important to British people. It is less important to me, not a British person. I, as British people might freak out to hear, I like a flavoured tea rather than like plain tea or English breakfast tea. I prefer a peppermint tea or berry tea or a chamomile tea or, you know, something of that ilk. Man in the library. Yeah, I mean, a librarian roleplay would be good fun. But you know me, I I got to wrap it up in something a little bit more. A little bit more, you know. I do like the idea of doing a video at some point where I talk about books. That would be good fun and is suitably sort of, those are the sorts of ASMR experiences that I can fully relax to. Chatting about books. That's nice chat. But yeah, who knows? I need to, I don't know, maybe a sort of fantasy, dark librarian sitting on a dark mountaintop in the stormy rain, shot from a low angle, wearing, I don't know, in a storm with something stupid going on. You know me. Flavoured tea, how dare you? See, all of the British people in the chat rolling their eyes. Marvel, DC, or both? Well, I don't think anyone can... I don't think it's an unpopular opinion that Marvel have made traditionally the better films. But in terms of comics, some of the DC superheroes are still plenty iconic. I do love Batman. Hey, do you guys like clowns? I don't hate clowns. I'm not one of these people who are petrified of clowns. So, no, I find clowns as a concept fascinating. I've always been attracted to the sort of like dark comedian or dark jester or dark Shakespearean fool, you know. So, I guess I do like clowns as a concept. But I certainly, I think I actually did hide under the table at a New Zealand sort of family restaurant once when a clown came around. They are frightening. I don't get how kids like them. No. Let's go with no. I don't like clowns. How tall am I? I'm 6 foot, just. If you were being picky, you might call me a centimetre shy of 6 foot, but I think I just said 6 foot. What beers do I like to drink? Typically, the beers I like to drink are lagers or golden ales. I like something light and refreshing. Nothing too hoppy, nothing too dark. I'm basic. Can you do a June-themed ASMR? Isabel, it's not a bad idea at all. I have been wanting, sort of dabbling with the idea of doing a sort of desert dystopia ASMR. And June, even though I don't think it's out yet, looks set to be a very conceptually interesting film. The trailers look immense. So maybe, I wouldn't base it on June, but I might construct a similar world. Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure there will be a fitting simulation for that. Favourite musical and or play? Hard question. I like a heck of a lot of them. Beige answer would be Hamilton. Hamilton's very good. But I love Phantom, I love Les Mis, I love Rent. I love plenty of musicals. Book of Mormon's good. Plenty of goodies. Wicked's fine. Wow, you're so tall, dark, and handsome with a Kiwi accent. You win at life. Thank you. I'm blushing. I shouldn't read out those comments because I'll just blush on camera. Very kind. Audio hymns. If you could time travel, would you go to the past, the future, or not at all? I would definitely go to the future. I'm far more excited about what hasn't happened and what there is yet to come than what has already happened. I accept the premise that you can learn a lot from your past, but I think you could learn a little bit more from the future. Think of the gambling. We got spam in the chat. Please stop spamming. Low-key roleplay. Yeah, as I've said before, I'm unlikely to portray characters that already exist in fiction. I know I've done it before. I know I have. But I like creating my own worlds, or worlds that are derivative of other worlds. But I do not want to portray like, if I was to portray Loki, one, I've met Tom Hiddleston and that would be weird. Two, I don't want, like, for instance, if I was to like do I've thought about doing Tony Stark before, but everyone has such a connection to how RDJ played Tony Stark. So I don't think you can ever fully capture that. I just find my own characters a little more satisfying, you know? How do you come up with concepts for your videos? It's sort of hard to give an eloquent, intelligent answer to that, because the answer really is I just do sometimes. I just write them down when I see something in a film, or read something in a book, or see something that someone else has done on the internet. I just write them down and then I let them sort of percolate. Yes, I've met Tom. I've met a lot of actors in the course of what I do. This isn't in any way to boast. I regret mentioning it already. I do not have any sort of fascination for celebrity, or sort of like acting celebrity culture. No disdain for it, but I wouldn't consider myself obsessed with any celebrities. Jellybean Green, hello. Doing established characters doesn't really feel like acting so much as imitating. Not as satisfying, I don't think. I completely agree. I don't want to try and recapture something that some other person has already captured, you know? I get that some familiarity is nice. I get why you might want to see your characters on the big screen or video games acted out by someone in order to help you sleep. I get that. But it's just not something that I want to do. I think you set yourself up for failure. I think that the exception to the rule is Fred's voice, who can very well imitate Chris Hemsworth, and do a fantastic job at it. Because, let's face it, he is Chris Hemsworth. Have I ever been to South Africa? Not yet. Low-key celeb flex. No, I regret it. I regret it. But just remember, for me, it's not really a flex. I don't think, yeah. I'm enjoying these, I don't think I've ever done these sort of finger flutters before. I'm sure they sound okay. Do I have favourite headphones? I do, actually. I really like the product shout-out. Where's my sponsorship? The Sony, the Sony brand. Sony WH-1000 XM4. Buy them. And tell them I sent you. What's the most visually stunning film you've seen recently? Very, very interesting question. As a lot of you will know, I love Wes Anderson. As a lot of you will know, I love Scott Pilgrim. As a lot of you will know, I love sort of generally... Go away, birds. So many seagulls. It's called Beachy Ambulance. Ambulance? Ambience. I love these sort of style over substance films. I'm not saying that these films aren't substantial, they certainly are, but very visual filmmakers, I think, are the ones that I'm attracted to. That's why I really liked Sin City. It's why I really liked... Everyone hated Sucker Punch, because it's quite a, like, thematically and tonally, it's quite all over the place. And doesn't really set out what I think it set out to achieve. Didn't really achieve what I think it set out to. But visually, it's very interesting. Same with, I remember seeing 300 when it came out, and that was just a film that was filmed like how we do our things, entirely on green screen, more or less, and feels very stylized because of it. And so I really like that we have the opportunity with what we do to do the same. You know? Lizards Artistic, thank you so much for the donation. Do you draw as well? It would be cool to do a drawing of some type. I noticed because of how you do your lighting. Is your profession in photography? Profession is in photography, yes. Do I draw? Yes, I do. I do draw. In fact, I've drawn in a lot of my videos so far as well. He's definitely a bird person. He certainly is. How many drinks does it take to get you drunk? Probably quite a few. I don't think that I'm a lightweight. But also, I don't tend to drink to get drunk. I drink because I like the taste of beer. Zack Snyder was like, yeah, this is anime, premiere it. Yeah, basically. Whispering Life. I love 300. Hey, Whispering Life. Yeah, 300 was just so cool, wasn't it? Like, now we look at it as quite a dated film, but at the time, it was just like, what is this? It's amazing. Yeah. Does Atlas play video games? Yeah. I think if you've watched a lot of my videos, I think you can see that there is a lot of inspiration from video games. It's not that necessarily these days I'm an avid gamer. It's because like these days I can usually think of something more. I don't want to hate on any gamer, so I'm not going to say more productive to do with my time, because I think that gaming certainly has its place for a heck of a lot. But these days I can only game really for a tiny bit of my time. I haven't gotten into a game properly since Hades, and I got really into Hades. I got completely obsessed by Hades. If anyone is into gaming and Greek mythology, play Hades. Crystal Ball ASMR, thank you so much for your very kind donation. You're lovely. What ASMR artists would you like to collab with? Thank you for sharing your amazing talents. All of them. It's hard. Collabs are hard. As you'll know, people who are watching this, who have seen videos on my channel, you will know that I'm no stranger to a collab. I have collabed often, and often on my channel have hosted big collabs. So when people say, when people ask who I want to collab with, I don't know, because I probably, if I want to collab with them, I probably will in the future somehow, hopefully. But I don't know. I'm sorry for a very unsatisfying answer there. Loads of folks. Faded. Hey Atlas, first time I've tuned into a live stream, but wanted to say thanks for all of the amazing ASMR. And I wanted to thank you, Faded, for coming along and for watching the ASMR. It really helps me want to make them. I loved your collab with Nameless Nomad ASMR. Nameless Nomad ASMR is a gentleman and a scholar, so I would highly recommend checking out that collab if you haven't already. It's very, very fun. For anyone who doesn't know, I sort of appear in the background of a scene that he's doing, and I'm sort of just brought into his universe that he's so beautifully crafted. It's very cool. It's very sort of almost Zombieland-esque. Bruh. Hades is amazing. Bruh, I agree. You pronounce collaboration like coalescence. Somewhat. I love Greek mythology. Are we going to get another video? I dare say so. Unfortunately, at some point you will have to watch me try to make another video based on mythology. I might just be dumb, but I'm hearing collab. How do people usually say it? I say collab. Collab? I'm doubting everything I ever believed in. Moro, hello. Hey, me again. My friend is feeling kind of bad. He loves your work. Could you say, Eduardo Plank, you are amazing. Keep it up. Did you get that? Hope you're crafting some elaborate edit of me. Maybe this is a deep fake that's going to regurgitate whatever you want to make him say. Maybe you are building your own Atlas AI. These things are very exciting. Katie ASMR is in the chat. Oi oi. How are you, Katie? Good to see you. Tell me about your life. Love your creating your happy place videos. Thank you. Are you planning any more? To be honest, I love love making those videos, and I would happily make more of them. But it's just the time problem, I'm afraid. If this was a full-time job, I would love to make one of those like every month. But unfortunately, I have too many ideas and too little time to execute them, which isn't really too much of a problem. I would love to be making more content than I do, but such is life. Such is life. I was curious, why do you delete your live streams? A very good question. For me, the things that I want people to watch on the channel are the videos. The videos that I spend the time on. I will do the live streams as often as I can. Often, I will try to get into the flow of doing them once a month. But live streams for me are so cool because they are live. You are interacting with me live right now. Hello, all of the people on the chat. I am live here, sitting in my flat, talking to you. It's not necessarily. Don't get me wrong. I do get why people want to listen to ASMR live streams, particularly of creators that they like post fact, particularly if they miss them, and that's why I leave them up for a, I think, reasonable amount of time. But I'm not a streamer, and I feel like I want my channel to be about the creativity, not me as a rather, I don't know, all over the place entertainer. I use that in the loosest sense possible. You know, I don't know if I'm a person cut out to necessarily be like an internet personality. I want it to be about the content. I don't know if I stand by that answer, but here we go. Wait, if you delete the live stream, could you please repeat the name of the headphones? Yeah, sure. Write them down. Sony oh God, I've already lost them again. WH-1000 XM4. They are superb. Perhaps you could put them into a playlist and make them invisible on the channel. I think I have, unless I'm very much mistaken. I think that currently already exists. Okay, I just want to say you're the only ASMR artist that actually calms me. Thanks. Plus, I miss New Zealand. Yay, sparkling water. Alice Dorothy, you are speaking my language. Thank you so much for stopping by. ASMR streams are usually a comfy place. Yeah, I mean, I love ASMR streams myself, but luckily, there's always someone streaming. I've thought about streaming more before, like I've thought about starting a Twitch and stuff like that, but I couldn't commit to a schedule, you know? I mean, at least you didn't say influencer. Yeah, I don't, yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I've never considered myself an influencer, but but that's not to dismiss the idea. I think that it's really cool to be lucky enough to have a YouTube platform where people are watching me. You know, I definitely do not take that for granted. And other people who share this space, if they call themselves influencers or whatever, or creators or whatever, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. Okay, how much? I don't know, Google it. Whispering Life, goodbye. You have a great evening as well. Your live streams are the best and always so calming. Thank you. I'm really glad that you think that. For me, they are just like a very informal chat, and I really, really like having more of a sort of connection and dialogue with the people watching my videos. I think that's really, really cool. And especially to sort of get to know some of you more, to see more of you regularly comment, regularly show up in the streams. It's nice, you know, it's sort of cool. Like, realistically, I spent my New Year's on a live stream. I spent my birthday on a live stream. Like, it's sort of turned into something a little bit special. So I enjoy them too. But yeah. I still maintain that my channel isn't a streaming channel, you know. Anyway. Texas Whisperer, thank you so much for donating. Heading to work, buddy. Good chatting with you and all the friends here. Thank you for all that you do. Adios. Ciao, my friend. Talk soon. Compared to other Kiwi accents I've heard, your accent is so light that it almost sounds Australian. That's an interesting take, Kaylee, because I think a lot of people would think that a light Australian accent would sound New Zealand, like New Zealand being closer to British than Australian. But who knows? You might have found something there. Andy Pandy. Hi, Andy Pandy. Someone said a sleep influencer. I mean, yeah, that's cool. I think even though a lot of people do use ASMR for sleep, and it's very cool having a sort of channel that has a very sort of utilitarian purpose, as in people use this for sleep, it's useful. A lot of people use it for entertainment, tingles, whatever. I love watching ASMR, not for sleep, but for entertainment. And as I said previously, to like buzz with tingles. I absolutely love it. So I would never want to sort of box or miscategorize myself as a sleep influencer channel, you know. Would you combust if I said I hate the taste of beer? Not at all. I get that it's an acquired taste for some. In fact, at some point in our lives, we all have to acquire the taste for things that are slightly more sort of, I don't know, bitter, adult, things that, you know, taste bad at first. So I have no idea if I was to take my first sip of beer now, if I would like it. I would think probably not. But because I forced myself when I was very, very young to drink beer, I acquired the taste for it. And I commented on every live stream, but you haven't noticed any of them yet. I have now. What do you want to know? Miss Chloe, hello. How are you? Hugs everyone, how's it going? It's going very well. I'm just chatting to these lovely folk. Welcome in. Do you plan on making membership thingies for your channel? No current plans. I have a Patreon which fulfills the same function. I guess I have no objection to maybe one day doing them on YouTube, but I'm, to be fair, terrible at keeping up with my Patreon, so I'm not too excited to give myself more responsibility to under-deliver on, you know? I would love to be constantly thinking of behind-the-scenes content and extra featurettes. But sometimes, I'm sure some of you might agree, my mind is better spent just making the content. You know? What's the best compliment you've received? Oh God, I couldn't possibly get into that. I'll blush even harder. I don't know. I don't know. We won't get into it. Brian. Hello, Atlas. I just want to say thank you. I practice my English listening to your videos. I'm a Spanish speaker. Well, hola. Welcome. Thank you very much. And I'm really glad that I can help in a small, pequeño way. I'm very sorry. I have to apologize to everyone that I'm missing in the chat. I appreciate there's a lot of you. It's just the unfortunate nature of this sort of format. Anyway, I think the upgrade shop was the first video of yours that I've ever seen. I remember being very entertained until I woke up 3.5 hours later. I'm very glad to hear. It is so cool that people can sleep to my ridiculous waxings. What sort of alcoholic spirits do you like? Obviously, aside from whiskey. Well, I think whiskey, to be honest, is the main one. Tequila, I think, would be the other one. I do like a good tequila, and I'm one of these people who can very easily drink tequila neat and tequila on the rocks. I don't necessarily need lime and salt and all that. I think I actually really enjoyed the taste. Wait, your name's Ollie. I'm a Kiwi from Wellington, and my name's also Ollie. Hey, Ollie. Yeah, my name is actually Ollie, for those who don't know. Although I have name revealed many streams ago. I'm from Auckland, but good to meet you, Ollie. Did the man on the train die? I hate to be the one to tell you this. But yeah. You can interpret that how you will, if that makes you feel any better. Although, who knows what is in the future for Mr. Grant Worthington. I've got all sorts cooked up. How did your cameo in the Nameless Nomad video come about? It was such a pleasant surprise. I'm glad you watched it, Jason Doe. He asked me, and I very quickly said yes, because he and I have spoken a few times before. I'm a fan of his work, and I thought that would be a fun time, and it was. And filming with someone else when we're all in separate countries using different green screens, different cameras, etc., is always a technical challenge, but one that I always very much enjoy, relish. Anyway. Lil Nomi, I know that you've asked, do you read several times? I do read. I'm not sure I currently have any very good book recommendations. Certainly, I mean, I've recommended books on this channel before, but I'm not sort of stuck into one currently, sorry. What football teams do you support? I support Southampton. Did you see Nameless Nomad's Man on a Tram? It was epic. I did, and it certainly was epic. I highly recommend people check it out. Your voice is nice. Thanks, Mason. I think, and this is just my suspicion, but if everyone gets close to a mic and speaks very softly, I imagine many have quite a nice, enjoyable voice. I think that speaking softly, particularly in film, voice acting, music, is a skill that you develop over time. I think actors are very quick to over-speak, over-project, over-enunciate. I'm not talking about theatre, where that is all very important. But as soon as you get close to a mic, as soon as you can sort of let your voice relax, people have very, very pleasant to listen to voices. Anyway. Jazma, your videos are so high quality, they definitely fall into the cinematic ASMR category, like Atmosphere and Made in France. Well, I feel very flattered to be compared to those two absolute titans. Yeah, thank you. I would say that some of my videos are cinematic. Some of them make an effort to be distinct from cinema. I think cinematic as a term is slightly nebulous and thrown around. But it's a high compliment. Thank you very much. Thanks for answering the questions. I'm very pleased to. I'm so sorry that I'm so rubbish at it. Never stop creating amazing content. Thank you. What's your accent from? New Zealand. Do you watch anime? Yes, I watch anime. I'm only just starting to get into My Hero Academia, which is good fun. Will Flintlock be making a return sometime? Hey, I haven't spoken about Flintlock for a long time. I would love Flintlock to make a return sometime. He will have his own little corner of the simulation, I'm sure. Favorite Beatles album? Oh God, I think my songs, my favorite Beatles songs are too far spanned over too many albums to. I might come back to that. You have a wide vocabulary. Do I? Considering I don't often sort of compare my vocabulary against other people's, it's hard to hard to judge for oneself, I guess. Do you make every video on your own, or do you have a team? I would love to have a team. No, unfortunately, I do make every video by myself. I say unfortunately, I do quite like being the one-man operation. But sometimes I really wish I could clone myself, because then I would get more things done. At some point, I'm sure I will farm something else out to a talented and a trusted individual whom I don't yet know of. I would love to outsource the audio. I find that bit pretty boring. I mean, don't get me wrong, I find the microphones really interesting, but I find editing out like hard P's and like bird noise and street noise and crackhead noise, etc. a right pain. So I'd happily get rid of that. But considering so much of my videos are about the editing, like it's obviously about sort of my being able to successfully deliver the ASMR, but I sort of love wrapping it in a vibey world. So much of that has to stay with me. I would not want to delegate that to someone else. If you had to go to a tropical country, where would you go? Well, I'm sort of from a tropical country in a sense, but don't know. I'll come back to that one too. Have I seen What Would You Do in the Shadows? What We Do in the Shadows by Taika Waititi. Yes, I have, and I've done a video based on that called Housemates Vaunted as well. I love Taika, as many New Zealanders can say. You sound like Taika Waititi. Oh, it's Chris Bryan. Hello, Chris Bryan. Flintlock was fun. I agree, Robin Henry. Flintlock was good fun. It was my first time putting on a costume for a video. I felt it was certainly a learning experience for me. Do I still listen to Tom Misch? Only every day. He's my morning coffee music. What's my job outside of YouTube? I'm a graphic designer. I'm very sorry in the chat for people who have to listen to me repeat myself constantly, and indeed to Chris Bryan, who's been at every live stream so far. He's such a real stalwart of the channel. I'm from Barbados. Would recommend. It's pretty here. Okay, I'll come visit. What's good? I'm not very social, but what is your favourite sport to play? I'd say to play, probably football or tennis. I don't know why I just gave the finger to camera. I'm very sorry. Football or tennis. Mission Impossible. Banger. Yeah, football or tennis. I used to be an avid rower. I used to row for years. I loved rowing. See? See how good at it I am? Sam Slaughter. Thank you for the donation, Samantha Slaughter. Most ridiculous video. It's definitely the tiger one. Yes. I think a lot of people were quite bemused by that. People sort of didn't really understand. Probably I didn't title it correctly. People were like, am I a tiger? No, I'm just calling you a tiger. Sylvia, hello. You're not late. You're perfectly on time. The stream only really starts when you arrive. How did you like the new Suicide Squad? Kirkond. Controversially, I didn't love it. A lot of other people on the internets, I've been on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got like an absurdly high score. I didn't think it was that good. Come at me. What else? Any plans on doing... Look at me trying to lean against this. Any plans on doing audiobooks in the future? I think, Josephine, as we discussed earlier, I would love to. But it's not like an industry that I think is too easy to crack. I mean, I could record original writing, and I could record like copyright-free books on Spotify and stuff. But I think there's a lot of competition for just general voiceover work in that field. But hey, if anyone has any contacts at, I don't know, Calm, Headspace, actual audiobook companies, hit up your boy Atlas. Question: have you got any video demand from your family, friends, loved ones? What's video as in, like, do they want videos from me? No, not really. I think they would rather I'd sent them as few videos as possible. Sam Slaughter, love you, Ollie. Gotta head to work. Have a great time at work. Samantha Slaughter. Who are some of your favourite underrated ASMR channels? I always answer this by saying ASMR Jeremiah. I think that he is woefully underappreciated. I think that he produces quality videos very consistently. He's a very relaxing voice, very calming demeanour, and just needs more subs. More subs. He just needs to have a video that really just hits it. But also, it sort of depends what you mean by underrated. I mean, there is. I don't want to like offend anyone. There are so many creators I think deserve more. Cat Bailey, I don't think he's underrated because he has a lot of people watching his videos compared to some others, but I think that he produces, again, quality content very, very regularly. All of his videos are just so well produced, and I just think are great, you know. Yeah, I could name many. Yeah. Texas Whisperer, who was here in the chat earlier. I think that his videos are great too. Anyway, the Jeremiah's awesome. His casino stuff is perfect. I know all too well. His role in The Gentleman is muy bien. Muy buen. Molto bueno. Very good. Question. I'm loving how everyone's prefacing their questions with question. Have you ever thought of your ASMR videos are too much similar to a short film? I don't know if that's ever bothered me. To be honest, I think a lot of, obviously I have a lot of people comment on my content all the time. People compare it to things. People go, oh, it's a bit like this, it's a bit like this. It does this to me, it doesn't do that for me. And at the end of the day, I think I just need to make content that I want to make. And that feels good for me to make, and that content that I get excited about making. That's the stuff that feels the most genuine, the most truthful, and I'm never going to be a creator who posts 2 or 3 times a week and is reliably creating very nice, simple ASMR. Some of the best ASMR creators are like that. My stuff is always going to be something that I feel is a little bit more in my wheelhouse, suited to my skill set, etc. And if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. It's always an interesting conversation, though. I always try to make my videos as sort of about the ASMR as possible. I never want them to be too much about the filmmaking or about the stuff that isn't the ASMR, because for me, it's about creating a relaxing world, you being in the relaxing world, and that being an exciting, interesting place for us to coexist. God. Do I actually know Latin? Sort of. I studied Latin for 4 years. But do I know Latin now? I couldn't talk to you in Latin. No. What questions do I hate getting? Erica, I wouldn't want to complain. To be honest, I love getting all questions. If you want to comment anything on my videos, I will never complain. I think that even if you wanted to ask me a question that feels uncomfortable, even if you want to criticize me in a way that you think that I won't like, anything is fine. I'm putting stuff on the actual internet, and it's a real Wild West. Sometimes I don't necessarily like the things that people comment. Sometimes, people will just, the internet being the internet, will just pick apart things that you just didn't intend, or will comment on something that you just completely missed. But it's just the nature of it, and the engagement is always interesting. So, whatever goes. Chris Bryant, he does look a lot like that guy with the red umbrella. There's a conspiracy here. If you try to please everyone, you will please nobody. Yeah. And I think creators and celebrities generally, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing creators to celebrities, but they have to sort of sometimes sanitize their views in order to appear more globally mainstream and palatable, you know? And so the concessions that you do make sometimes when being outspoken about your own political views, or being outspoken about your own personal views on, I guess, controversial subjects, have to be chosen a little bit more carefully. But I don't think you can be too afraid of criticism, because you're going to get criticized, you know? You're going to get criticized. No one is going... There's going to be no one on the internet who is globally liked. There are going to be people out there who don't like me, and that's fine. Luke, thank you for the donation. Marcel, regarding your last video, is gaming culture in your video because of your fans, or are you a gamer? Yeah, I'm a gamer. I'd like to think that the fact that I'm a gamer, or have gamed in the past, it certainly comes across in those videos. I think they're a bit too nerdy for me just to sort of make up, you know? Christy, you'll have critics no matter what, but you got more people that appreciate you than hate on you, so keep doing you, boo. Hey, Christy, I completely agree. It's best just to try and be yourself and hope that people don't think that you're a dickhead, you know? Do I have a favourite video game? Historically, Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time, I think, was the first one that really captured me. I think back in the Nintendo 64 days, I loved Mario 64. I loved Diddy Kong Racing. I loved Bomberman. I loved all that. These days, God of War, Hades. Yeah. Zelda. Let's stick with Zelda. Pokemon. Obviously, Pokemon. Pokemon Blue was the first Pokemon game I played, and it was just such an experience that I still remember, you know. Then buying Pokemon Silver with my pocket money at the time. That was exciting. Who is that behind my back? I don't think anyone's behind my back. I'm angry with YouTube for not recommending this channel sooner. Well, Jenny, you're here now, and we can only thank the YouTube gods that this happened. Thank you. Welcome, Jenny. Oh goodness, how the time flies. We've been streaming for at least an hour and 40 minutes. What microphone is this? It is the Sennheiser MK4. Have you ever played Animal Crossing? Yes, I tried to, and I got bored out of my mind. I don't think it's the sort of game for me. I know you love Greek mythology. What are your thoughts on Norse/Viking mythology? I mean, equally exciting. As I say, I was a fan of the new God of War series. I have been a fan of the Thor movies. Forgive me for my very sort of like mainstream take on Norse mythology. I have the book called Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, and it's an interesting read. I'm not sure it's my favorite book of all time, but I certainly love the characters, and I love the stories. And I have been one to look up a Norse myth before, not as au fait with Norse mythology as I am with Greek, but here we go. Always, perhaps, actually, I'll dive back into it. Maybe I can do a video based on some Norse mythology. Norse mythology. It's a tongue twister. After a beer and a half. What is your favourite whiskey brand? I don't. Well, I might be able to give you a better answer to that question after this weekend, considering that tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock I'm leaving to the Scottish Highlands to go sample a bunch of whiskies. So I'll let you know. I mean, currently I love Lafroig, I love Jura, I love a Johnny Walker Blue, I love all sorts. I really love Jura. Do sexual comments make me uncomfortable? Luckily, I don't get too many sexual comments. I think that if they are inherently sort of like not safe for work and overly objectifying, they would make anyone feel uncomfortable. I don't think that I don't have thin skin, but you know, it's still nice if everyone is respectful. You get me? Delilah Patton, hello. What are you the most nerdy about and why? I would say that I'm quite nerdy about, like, what are my nerddoms? I don't know. Like, I can be quite nerdy about gaming, like Pokemon and that, super nerdy. Quite nerdy about Harry Potter. Quite nerdy about Marvel. I don't think that any of these are going to shock anyone. Like it's yeah, I've got basic nerd tastes, but don't get me wrong, I can nerd out like the best of them. Whenever I see any of the Marvel flicks, I'm on Wikipedia for days, getting into all the lore. Love it. I love it. I don't know, Lord of the Rings, whatever, any, yeah, all of it. Stomach. Gang, we're going to do 5 more minutes. Did you play Pokemon Go? Yes, I did. And I miss it. The summer that we played Pokemon Go, me and a few friends, it was just like such simple joy. Just like running around parks, being stupid. You know, it was just a good time. Harry Potter, what's my Hogwarts house? Slytherin. Have I tried the new Marvel What If? I'm ready to try watching it. I didn't even know it was out, to be honest. I watched the trailer and I thought the trailer looked cool. Am I excited about the Pokemon open world game coming up? Again, I didn't really know about it. See, look at me. I'm not being that nerdy. I don't know about any of this stuff. Who's my favourite Hades character? As in from the game Hades? Good question. I like Theseus. I know he's incredibly annoying, but I find his dialogue very, very funny. What's the New Zealand summer like? Kobe, it is nice. It is really nice. I think particularly in the past few years, while UK summers have been getting worse and worse, New Zealand summers have been getting better and better. So I've heard. Yeah. Hot and dry. I mean, it can get quite, no, I say hot and dry. Hot and wet. It rains a lot, but it's still hot. Question, what's the advice that you wish was told to you before you started the channel? This channel? To be honest, you just learn through doing, don't you? You learn through making mistakes and then not doing those mistakes again. I don't think I could have received any advice necessarily that would have made the process easier, because you could have said that my channel probably took off at different times, but if I'd started the channel just making those videos, I wouldn't have had the experience of making the videos beforehand. And I think that these are all necessary things. So I'm very happy with the journey so far. Okay. Where are we? Hello, Alethea. Hope you have a great weekend. And you. Favorite Marvel movie? Let's go for Thor Ragnarok. No, let's not. Let's go for Iron Man 1. Loved it. Thor Ragnarok's also good. Goodness. Sverre Ross, good to see you again. Hades looks kind of rad. Is it that good? It's fantastic. It's really, really, really good. What do you think about Marvel / Shield style video, like a mission debriefing Cat Bailey or something like that? Yeah, I mean, if Cat Bailey's done it, I don't reckon I could do it better. Cat Bailey's content is ace. James Matthew, got to bounce, sir. Been a great live stream. Have a good one. And you, thank you very much for attending, mate. Very, very nice to see you. And once again, if anyone here hasn't been to lovely James Matthews' channel, please do check him out. He's great. Very, very quality ASMR. Anyway, team, I think that's me for tonight. I think I'm going to have to pack it in. But it's been a fantastic almost 2 hours. Thank you so much. It's been lovely. Lovely hanging out with your lovely faces, even though I haven't been able to see any of them. So, let's do this again. Maybe. Oh, thanks, guys. Very, very, very kind. Big love. Massive appreciation from me for sticking by and watching the ridiculous stuff that I put out. Have a great day, night, whatever. Mwah.